Welcome to College Connection. My name is May Hanna, and this is a show about all the things going on at UC Claremont College and also with our partners in the community. So I welcome you to this segment. So I have some great guests today, and I'd like to introduce you to Mindy Klein. Welcome, Mindy.
Thanks, May.
I'm so happy to have you here and introduce you as our new Alumni Relations Coordinator, and this is a position at the college that has been sorely needed, and so we're super happy to have you at the college. And tell us a little bit about your position and what you're going to be doing in the community.
Sure. As Alumni Relations Coordinator, what I'm really diving into is reaching out to alums in a more strategic manner. So pulling them in, getting them engaged in the college, providing events and services that they might need.
Great. And tell us a little bit about your background. I know this isn't the first time you've worked in alumni relations, and you come with a really great background, and this isn't your first UC stop.
Sure. I spent about 3 years down on the Clifton campus working in the Alumni Association office as an alumni relations manager, and there I worked on events and services that reached out to all alums in the university, but mainly those that attended the Clifton campus.
Well, great. I know that there are some folks who would say, why is that important? Why is it important to reach out to alumni in our community that obviously that went to UC, and also now you're focused on UC Claremont College?
UC Claremont College alumni are important to us because they really bring the meaning back to their experience at the college for themselves and the current students. We have so many scholarships and so many services that students can take advantage of now that alumni can really support both with time, talent, and of course treasure. So engaging them is going to help us broaden the future scope for students today.
Well, that's great. And what if someone's listening to this and they think, well, gosh, I went to UC Claremont College, but then I also went on and graduated from UC's main campus, or I went someplace else. How would you identify a UC Claremont College alum? Because I know that's a question I sometimes get.
Yeah, we do. We are faced with making those alums that went to UC Claremont College aware that they are part of our alumni base. Anybody who's gone to UC Claremont College is one of our alumni, and we identify them as such and hope that they would want to give back to the students that are possibly doing the same thing that they are, starting at UC Claremont College, getting their 2-year degree and moving on to main campus or even another university. So we hope that they would identify with their experience there and hope that they would make better the students' experience that are there now.
Great. But they're not considered, they don't have to have graduated with a 2-year degree to be considered an alum. Is that correct?
That's correct. As long as they've attended the college at any given time, they are an alum.
Okay, good. So that kind of helps to identify exactly what an alum is. So you're here to talk about something very particular as it relates to UC Claremont College and alumni. It's the UC Claremont College Distinguished Alumnus Award. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Distinguished Alumnus Award was established in 1990, so over the past 24 years, we've honored 22 alumni that have graduated or attended UC Claremont College, including an Emmy award-winning wig designer for Saturday Night Live. We've had a Claremont County Commissioner, a Claremont County Auditor. So this year we're really broadening the scope of who we would like nominated. So we're adding the addition of soliciting through a Claremont College Alumni Advisory Board. Great. We're hoping that we can get a lot of really great nominations in to choose another really great distinguished alumnus.
Well, great. And so how exactly is the recipient chosen?
The recipient this year will be chosen through that Alumni Advisory Board.
Okay.
All of the nominations will be presented to this group of 8 alumni who will look at all of the qualifications, look at all of the nominees, and choose the very best person to win this award.
Great. And so if I'm watching the show and I'm thinking, I know someone who went there and they have done great things in the community, I would love to nominate them. How do they do that?
It's a very easy process this year. We've moved it from a strictly paper process to online. So if you go to the UC Claremont College homepage and click on the alumni tab, you'll see a large nominate button. If you click that, it's all online. You fill out the information on the person that you'd like to nominate. It comes directly to me, and all of that will go to the advisory board.
And is it a lengthy list of questions, or how long would it take if I were to nominate someone?
I would say set aside 20 to 30 minutes of your day. As long as you know this person, you'll be prompted to input information like their name, their address, any supporting documentation. So you may have their resume that would give them, a heads up above others who may not have as much experience in the community as them. Obviously, that stuff might take a couple days to collect, but once you get into the form, 20 or 30 minutes.
Great. And so before we get into this next question, I know you started at the college when?
At UC Claremont College, I started in October.
Okay, so since October, you've already been involved in some really cool alumni events. Tell us a little bit about the alumni events that you've been a part of.
Yeah, when I first started, there was an alumni event at 20 Bricks, and we did a wine tasting and dinner pairing. It was a great event down there. We're looking to do more events like that. For example, we'd like to have, to go along with the wine tasting, a beer tasting. We're now in the midst of planning a UC Claremont College Day at the Reds, so coming down to Great American Ballpark. That will most likely take place in August.
Great. And then what about the astronaut? There was an astronaut that you hosted just recently, just about a month ago.
We did. We hosted Rick Searfoss through a space and aviation STEM program that UC Claremont College and UC Claremont East collaborated on. We brought a group of students in, high school students, to hear him speak on space and aviation, and then invited alums in the community back to hear him talk.
That's great. That's wonderful. I know that there have been a lot of really fun events that you and Dana Parker have been involved with, and Dana is the director of our foundation and development at UC Claremont College. So the two of you have been up to a lot of really fun events and planning a lot of fun events. And you're now involved in planning the scholarship luncheon, which will happen this month in March.
Yes. Yes.
So tell us about that as well.
Yeah, on March 13th, we are hosting a scholarship and donor recognition luncheon. So all of this year's scholarship recipients and any donor who has given to those specific scholarships will be invited back to a luncheon. They will all be showcased. And of course, we encourage community members who might be wanting to donate or want to participate in some way in the college to check that out too.
Well, that's great. I know that I meet alums from UC Claremont all over the community, and I think so many of them would be surprised to know that we're doing all of these events like the wine tasting and inviting them for the different events like the astronaut, and obviously we'll be doing the Reds event. So I think that's going to really help people get engaged. So you also want them to be more involved in other ways, and so if someone's watching the show, and viewers, if you're watching and you're thinking, hey, I went to UC Claremont College, I would love to really reach back in my community, how can they get involved?
If you go to the UC Claremont College homepage again, there's also a tab under the alumni button that says, I'd like to get more involved. That inquiry comes directly to my email, and if somebody wanted to give back again, time, talent, or treasure, they can let me know. They can, put specifically what they'd want to get involved in, and I will give them a call.
That's fantastic. What else do you have to share with the viewers?
Well, we really hope to increase alumni engagement. So anybody watching or listening, if you have some reason, some desire to get involved, we'd love to hear from you.
Great.
And I hope to, be back and share with more alumni events soon.
That's fantastic. I know that the Distinguished Alumni Award is so special for those folks that receive it. And last year's recipient was Eric Radke, and the year before was Emmy Steele Pierce. And before that, it was Warren Walker, and a lot of these names are pretty familiar in this community. I know that it doesn't take very long for folks to nominate, but sometimes people don't stop to make those nominations. They don't stop and say, you know, I really should do that. But I know that those folks that end up receiving the awards they just feel very honored by it, and they end up really impacting a lot of students because we then invite them to speak at commencement. So then they speak to, at our commencement ceremony, it'll be like 900 people. It's a commencement celebration. It's not the technical ceremony, but I know it's really impactful. So I do encourage you, if you're watching this and you know somebody, I encourage you to go on to the UC Claremont website, which you'll find right behind me on the sign, and click on that and fill out a nomination form, because it is a really special thing and it's a special opportunity, and it happens once a year, so do it. Well, Mindy, I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you coming on the show and talking about this. It's always a great event each year, and I look forward to also hearing about more things going on with UC Claremont's alumni.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for watching, but I want you to hold on and come back because we have 2 more special guests. Hi, welcome back to College Connection. My name is May Hanna, and I appreciate you sticking around because I have 2 great guests joining me now. I have Dexter Hulse, who is the Associate Professor of Computer-Aided Design at UC Claremont College. Welcome, Dex.
Thank you, May.
And Chris Goodman, Instructor of Computer-Aided Design. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much.
We're so happy to have you here, and like we were talking before the show, Dexter is a 3-time veteran on the show over the last 5 years, so this is his 3rd appearance. Yes. So he's a pro.
Oh, right.
So I'm really happy to have you back. A lot has changed since the last time you've been here. You've been here a couple of times, and we've talked about a new program, a new building, a new everything. And so you're here to tell us a little bit about that and share some great updates about that. So I'm excited to hear about that and for the viewers to hear about it. So why don't we just bring those folks up to speed and let them know a little bit about your background. So Dexter, if you want to start, and then Chris, tell us just a little bit about your background so the viewers can kind of connect with who you are.
Well, I had 26 years of experience in the industry before I came to UC. I'd taught as an adjunct at University of Shawnee State University, and then also taught at vocational schools, as we used to call them. Now they're career centers, and started at UC about 10 years ago, and been here ever since.
Great.
It's great.
Well, my career's been mainly twofold. I've spent about 15 years in the manufacturing, specifically the machine tool industry. I also taught at the high school level for about 5 years, and this is my 4th year as an instructor full-time at UC Claremont. Great.
Well, we're lucky to have both of you. And tell us a little bit about moving the CAD program. CAD is the acronym for Computer-Aided Design, over to UC East, so it'd allow you some more space. And for those folks who aren't familiar, UC East is the former Ford plant in Batavia that's been renovated and remodeled, and we have about 100,000 square feet of space there for classrooms, and CAD happens to be one of those lucky recipients of that new space. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have as you mentioned, a brand new CAD classroom that holds 30 seats with computers and things. We'll call them simulators for our CNC machines. But we also have 10,000 square feet, roughly, of space that used to be where they tested the transmissions. And it's divided up just right for us, and so we could segregate different parts of our machinery and different things that we're doing to aid teaching different classes at the same time. So it's really a good fit for us. Big improvement over about 2,500 square foot that we had before that was so bad.
That was really tight.
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys were in this small digs, and now you're like in the penthouse suite.
That's the way we look at it. Yeah.
It's a really beautiful space over
Thank you.
there.
Thank you.
It's really beautiful space over there.
I have to plug for Steve Young is the one that actually took the dull, drab-looking area and spruced it up for us and made it look better and got all the stuff that we needed for electricity and things like that in.
That's awesome. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
So what changes did this make in your program? There are now, I understand there are now 2 tracks in manufacturing and design. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we've always tried to follow the trends in manufacturing because CAD is so tied to it. And in doing so, we talked to the people at different other parts of the main university and different colleges. And we found out that we could utilize we'll call it underutilized degree in manufacturing. It's called Manufacturing Engineering Technology. And what we've done is we took our manufacturing technology courses that we've been taking, teaching, and aligned that into a manufacturing track, and we kept the same CAD courses and courses related to CAD that we've always had and we're well known for, and we kept those aligned as a design track. So we have the 2 different tracks for the 2 different interests of students and industry, and it's been really well received, both of them. We have 100% placement. Anybody that wants to work and they graduate, they go right to work if they're not working before.
That's fantastic. That's something to be very proud of. Chris, we noticed that you held a manufacturing summit, and who is it with? It was with the regional CNC conference.
We actually had 2 events. We did have a manufacturing summit, and the weather was a little bad that evening. But
I remember.
but we still had a pretty good turnout, and that was designed to get the information out about our new manufacturing center with local industry. And then later on in the summer, we had a HTEC, which is a Haas Technical Education Centers, Regional Educators Conference. We had a really good turnout for that, a little over 50 in attendance, local educators for CNC machining and computer-aided design, and also manufacturers. So it was a very nice event, well received, and got a lot of great feedback.
Great. And what does CNC stand for?
Computer numerical control. That's the computer that operates machine tools these days.
Okay. So for the average person, they might wonder what that is. So it's just always good to spell that out. And I should know that, but it's one of those things where I always think, what is that acronym again? There's so many that we throw around in higher education. There's also another really great program that you all have piloted in a partnership over at UC East in the Manufacturing Center. It's the Millicron Machinist Training Program. Tell the viewers about that. I know that that's been one of those things that launched, and everybody's been really happy with how that's turned out.
Yes, we're in our 4th semester of this partnership, and basically we were approached by Cincinnati Millicron. Like a lot of manufacturers in our area, they're in need of people skilled to operate their equipment and perform the tasks they need. And so we formulated a training program for their new hires. And they actually hire new employees and they send them straight to us. They're in training from 7 to 3, 5 days a week. So it's like going to a job every day. And they get college credit for 4 courses: computer-aided design, principles of machining, CNC technology, and lean manufacturing. And then there's some other things we cover as well, like first aid, CPR, fork truck training, OSHA. So it's been a great program. This is 4th semester, so that's 40 students that's gone through that program. It's been very successful. Everybody's been pleased with it.
So the students are hired by Millicron before they go into this training, and then you, through a partnership with Millicron, provide the training.
Yes, for 15 weeks they're with us before they start their specific training at Millicron.
That's fantastic. And how has that been, the success rate in that program?
It's been very well. Like I said, it's been 40 students. All of them have gone to work.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's been very good.
Is this open to anybody?
For the first time this summer, it'll be open
wow.
enrollment, and we're actively looking for other companies that want to send employees or people in general that want to come and take part of that. It's kind of an accelerated training program, but you do get college credit and wonderful experience.
Great. And so, how do they find out who do they contact? Do they contact you all? Do they contact?
They can contact Dexter or myself or Glenda Neff at UC East.
Okay, great.
That's right.
Great. So lots of great things happening over in your area. Dexter, tell us about the job opportunities that are out there. The news mentions a need for people with manufacturing skills. We hear that all the time, and it's funny, it seems to be really popular again. It's trending, manufacturing.
Very well.
So it's, tell us about that.
Well, first off, if you listen to the news media wants to paint a drab picture and things. What they're not telling people is there's 600,000 jobs in America open right now, but they can't fill them because people don't have the right skill sets, the skill sets that we teach in this program. We don't have any trouble placing students. In fact, during this whole recession time, our students didn't know there was a recession. Our students all went to work.
Wow.
Anybody that wanted to work, go to work. And it's staying that way right now. Currently, we're placing people in mostly aerospace because that's the highest demand right now is aerospace. But they can actually go to we'll call it any kind of design and or any kind of a manufacturing job that they're interested in.
That's great. And what about the design track? I understand you've mentioned that you have 100% placement. How does that differ, or what can you share about that?
Well, we've always had good success with that program the whole time, just the CAD program. The design track, the students take their CAD skills. A lot of students come, some from high school experience and or a family member that's had CAD said it's a good job. And they'll come to us, and some of them just barely know how to turn on a computer. Others are experts. And through this mix of coursework that we have them do, at the end they end up being experienced, and that's exactly the kind of experience, this hands-on experience is what people are looking for. They're not really, we'll say, looking for people that are experts and they know everything about something. They want someone they can tailor to their, we'll call it expertise or their system. And our students are just ready for that.
That's great. Chris, what are some of the courses in these tracks?
And the design track would be CAD, computer-aided design, then advanced CAD, which would be mainly solid modeling, the next step after computer-aided design. Also introduction to geometric dimensioning and tolerancing, which there's a very big demand for that because that's how industry communicates how parts need to be manufactured so they can interchange parts in different assemblies. Lean manufacturing. And then in the manufacturing track, there would be a little bit more emphasis on machining and manufacturing in general, like CNC technology, computer-aided manufacturing, and principles of machining.
That's fantastic. Well, I can't believe it, but our time is just about up. It always goes by so fast. So the future in manufacturing is really bright, and the good news that you're here to share with us and with our viewers is that there is a great program right here in their backyard available to them, and with great instructors and really a beautiful facility to learn. And I know that you're all very accessible via email. If they go on the website or if they call our main number, they can connect with you or with Chris or with Dexter. So we really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing more about this, and of course the evolution of the manufacturing center. So that's all been really exciting. So thank you both so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
and
having us.
We thank you, the viewers, for joining us, and our partners, Anderson Community Television, and we hope you'll join us next time.